Today, we're tackling something that hits close to home for all of us, really. Comparing ourselves to others. How damaging that is. And my 5 tricks on what to do instead. Hola, mi gente. I'm Mariana Atencio, and welcome back to the Mariana Atencio Show and to our series, Authenticity Academy. I've become an expert on authenticity since 2017, and here we explore the tools to help you speak, lead, and live with realness, confidence, and purpose. Now, why is comparison so bad? Because you'll remember the phrase, comparison is the thief of joy. It robs us of so much. And turns out it's not just a catchy quote from one of my all-time favorite American presidents, Teddy Roosevelt. Science backs this up. Because from scrolling on social media and feeling left behind to watching someone else speak, this has happened to me, lead and thinking, they're so much better. I'll never catch up. It's that monster, ese diablito, rearing its ugly head. How many times have you caught yourself saying or thinking, I'll never have that career, that body, that vacation, that husband, those kids, that life? Well, in today's video, we'll get to the root of why comparison messes with your brain and what to do instead to stay grounded, motivated, and confident in your own lane. So let's start with the first section. The brain loves to compare. Comparison is hardwired into our brains. According to Dr. Jordan Peterson, humans, we've evolved in hierarchies, constantly scanning for where we stand relative to others. But in today's world, that is gone on steroids. This wiring has gotten hijacked by social media. So a 2020 study from the University of Pennsylvania found, and you know this, but I'm telling it to you with the facts and the science, reducing time on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn led to significant decreases in anxiety, depression, and FOMO. Because when you scroll, you're not just seeing people, remember that. You're seeing the highlight reels, the filters, and your brain is treating that like data. The result? You feel left behind. This is unattainable, obviously. You remember that phrase, keeping up with the Jones in your neighborhood? Yeah. Now we don't just have to keep up with the Jones. We're struggling to keep up with the millions of random people showing us their best version or their filters. This isn't even a real version. And worst of all, it doesn't just make you feel bad. It makes you feel like you're not enough. So if you want to feel more comfortable in your voice and in your skin, subscribe to our channel for more daily tips to untap the power of your authenticity. And with that reminder, we move on to the second section. Comparison shrinks you. Comparison doesn't just make you feel left behind. It triggers self-judgment. And when you're stuck in self-judgment, you shrink your ability to take healthy risks. Here is the mind shift, mi gente. Go from self-criticism, this self-judgment, to self-compassion. And no one explains this better than Dr. Kristen Neff. She's the world's leading voice on self-compassion. In fact, listen to her TEDx talk because she puts it so powerfully here. Let's watch.
So when we think a thought about ourselves that we don't like, that some imperfection, we feel threatened. And so we attack the problem, meaning we attack ourselves. And with self-criticism, it's a double whammy because we are both the attacker and the attacked.
That is so powerful. You're both the attacker and the attack. We are the problem to deal with, according to our brain. By the way, this full TEDx is called The Space Between Self-Esteem and Self-Compassion, if you want to look it up. So that one shift from critic to ally to being your own ally changes everything. It changes how we talk to ourselves, how we show up under pressure, and how we keep going when things don't go perfectly. Because when comparison takes over, you don't just feel bad. You start to play really small. Believe me, I felt this myself. How many times have I shown up to an event and someone else's bio sounds like, oh my God, it was written by royalty or something. They've spoken at Davos. They have a hit podcast. They've successfully exited their companies. And meanwhile, you're thinking, I'm just trying to remember my next line and trying to get to my plane on time, right? But here is the truth. In that moment, comparison dims your voice right when you need it to shine. You are self-sabotaging yourself. So, what to do instead? Here are my 5 quick tips to minimize that comparison monster. 1, anchor in your mission. Reconnect to your why. And we talk so much about this on the show. Harvard's Amy Cuddy found that purpose-driven thinking, why am I doing this again? Reduces anxiety and boosts confidence. So before any big moment, ask, who is this for? How do I want them to feel? And that way you focus on serving, not proving, not validation. Second tip, practice self-compassion over self-criticism. We covered that. So I'm actually going to take that one even further into limit negative self-talk. And I've been working so hard on this lately. Studies from the University of Michigan show that even subtle shifts in self-talk, like using your name instead of I, help regulate emotion and reduce stress. So instead of saying, I'm terrible at this, I'm not good enough, why did I cheat on my diet again yesterday? Try using your own name. You've done hard things before, Mariana. Mari, you got this. Mari, it's okay. It was just a bump in the road. Let's keep going. See the change? Tip number 3, limit your triggers. This is so important. Identify what we're going to call your comparison traps. So if LinkedIn ruins your mood, set a timer. Ask somebody on your team to post for you. Mute or unfollow as needed. Protect your peace. Dr. Andrew Huberman says that dopamine is tied to attention. So where your focus goes, your mindset follows. And manifestation also confirms that. So if you focus on the negative and not being enough, guess what you will attract? The negative and not being enough. 4, this is one of my favorite ones. Use envy as a clue, not a curse. So Roxy Nafousi, I'm obsessed with her. She's the author of Manifest, 7 Steps to Living Your Best Life. This is a book that I have in my library, a book that I genuinely love. She says that instead of feeling jealous, we should see envy as a form of inspiration, right? Roxy literally says, when you see someone doing what you want to do, it's not a sign that you're lacking. It's a sign that it's possible for you too. Where does that craving come from? So next time you feel that sting of comparison, ask, what is this showing me that I want for myself, right? What's this new kind of piece of data here? So when I see another Latina crushing it on a global stage, I remind myself, she's expanding the path. Why do I also want that? That means there's room for me there too. And the final one, tip number 5, celebrate progress, not just peaks, okay? There's a psychologist by the name of BJ Fogg who says that small wins build long-term success. So really do this with yourself. After every talk and every interview, I say one thing that I did well out loud. You can even go like, good job, Mari, you crushed that. And then you can say that there's also things to improve on. That's okay. That keeps you moving without the burnout. So celebrate the little wins and then one thing that you have to work on and say it out loud. Mi gente, comparison will always be there, but it doesn't have to run the show. So next time you feel that pang, that sting, remember, anchor in your mission, speak to serve, use envy as a clue, celebrate progress, and treat yourself like someone worth believing in. Because guess what? You are. I'm Mariana Atencio, and this is the Mariana Atencio Show, where we help you lead with truth and pride. If you like this content, if you have a friend or a loved one that is struggling with comparing themselves to others, constantly share this with them. Subscribe to our channel and get ready to step out of comparison and into your power. Nos vemos muy pronto, mi gente. Si te gustó este video, compártelo con tus seres queridos. Suscríbete a nuestro canal. I'm Mariana Atencio. Thank you so much for being here.